Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, man? It is your boy right here, MMA Reloaded, and you can tell, man, we're not, this ain't pre-recorded out here. This ain't filtered, man. You look at my desk, there is no script. There is MMA Reloaded live and direct coming to your screens, man, as we always do. Wherever you're joining us from and whatever your device you're watching us from, thank you for watching me, and thank you for keeping and supporting MMA Reloaded, man, over the years. Yesterday I had that pleasure of coming back on the mic twice with a great double header, man. I want to say, if you guys watch the video on Instagram, my second show on the mic with FCC featherweight champion Matthew Camilleri did not get published onto YouTube, so I couldn't really share it with you guys. I didn't record it for some stupid reason. But ladies and gentlemen, I had a great two shows with Shawan Chowdhury, who's the almighty FC amateur flyweight champion, and also the UK MMA flyweight champion, and of course Matt Camilleri. So, it was great to be back on the mic. Great to know that for almost 10 years, no matter how many Instagrams I have to really go through, and I have to restart my Instagram this and this many times, there is no one that will ever discount the work that I've put in and the love that I have for this sport. The love I have, man, for combat sports is amazing. Yeah, sometimes I miss watching UFC live, because I'm working, or I'm pretty much I watch it, and I love it, and I love it so much. I love UFC, I love Bellator, ONE FC, PFL, Glory Kickboxing. I love the whole realm of martial arts, the whole realm of athletics, karate, combat, submission, underground, cage fury submission. Oh my god, the list goes on and on, man. But it's one thing to watch it, but it's another thing to understand it. And today I'm going to really take you from the cage into the ring. I've been a boxing fan now since I was a child. Boxing was the first sport I really got introduced to as a kid, and my dad introduced me to boxing as a child, and boxing was the first combat sport I learned. Today, folks, is special episode 66 of MMA Reloaded Real Talk. As I get closer to 70, I want to thank everyone who's really joined me over this journey. From doing seasons and doing series videos at the start with no guests, just face to face. And then, starting off the podcast and, managing to do over 200 episodes, man, on the mic and Real Talk. I have to say, it's a dream come true, doing what I do and doing how I do it. And, I have to redeem and have to resurrect my reputation amongst the community, but that shouldn't take long. I let my work, I let my knowledge, I let my IQ really speak for itself. But today, folks, all that aside, MMA Reloaded Real Talk, we are live and direct tonight, episode 66. I sit with 16-1 pro boxer and one of the top contenders for the 140-pound championship, the British championship, and maybe if he challenges Dalton Smith sooner, the WBO Intercontinental Championship. I sit with Kaisee Benjamin, and we're going to do the particulars, folks. We're going to start off with the particulars, and then how we do business, man. We're gonna roll the punches, and we're gonna roll from there. gentlemen, Sizzler's done. We're back live. You know, Kaisee Benjamin, which when folks, if you're not familiar with who Kaisee Benjamin is, go check out his YouTube, Kaisee_official_2. He had a great, fantastic 2021 in boxing, defeating the likes of Winston Campos. You know, last time out, he was supposed to actually fight for the championship. As far as my understanding is correct, he was supposed to fight for the belt. Had a last minute change, a literally last minute on the weighing scale, which we're gonna actually talk about. But you know, I'm not gonna give away too much. I'm gonna let him explain it. I feel that, you know, in boxing, and if you look at boxing, you look at MMA, there's so many differences and so much, you know, that we can learn. You know, Kaisee Benjamin is going to be live. Let's go, man. Yo, Kaisee, what's going on, brother?
Saying you good?
Yeah, how are you, man?
Good, man. Just about to have some food.
Oh, yeah.
I totally forgot about the food, man. Yeah, I had a place booked for food, so I'm just outside.
Nice, bro. Nice, man. Hey, man, you know, thank you for joining me, man. You know, I know you're out and about right now, man. Thanks for taking the time out, bro.
My pleasure, bro.
Hey, man. Well, of course, you know, you're coming off the June 25th, man. You're coming off a great win, bro. And straight after the win, I messaged you, yeah, and I wanted to straight have you on the show. Yeah, it was a standout performance. But I wanna say though, it came with controversy. Yeah, it came without the misunderstanding. You know, of course, you must have been pissed off when you found out that you were getting a last minute opponent. Tell me how that came about, man. Because as far as my understanding goes, it was on the weighing scale or on the day of the weigh. That's when it pulled out.
Yeah, so obviously we both weighed in, total got confirmed, and then you know, afterwards when you go to the doctor, so obviously I've gone to the doctor, he's gone to see the doctor, and the doctor must have said, let me get a second opinion on the brain scan. So another doctor looked at it, and the other doctor said, nah, definitely not. So yeah, he wasn't able to fight. So basically flew over for no reason.
Now, of course, man, you know, but like, how did you feel, man? At the end of the day, did you feel that, you know, you worked this and this hard to train and get ready for that night, and then it all goes up at the end?
Yeah, I was wounded because obviously it was my first time making 140. I thought I was gonna fight for my first title, so yeah, man, I was wounded. Done all the hard work, sold loads of tickets.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to it, man. Looking to put on a good performance in front of all the fans and obviously on Sky as well. You know what I mean? So it's just long work.
Nah, definitely, man. But you still put on a good performance nonetheless, bro. You know, to me, watching the fight, you know, I saw nothing changed, and nothing changed in your approach, nothing changed in your style. You know, how did you know, what was your take coming into that, man? Because obviously you're facing a guy coming in on less than a day notice. So what was your approach going into that one?
Oh, obviously because I wasn't disheartened, so I don't feel like I boxed the best. I probably boxed all right, but I didn't box to my ability. But not to how I've been sparring in the gym against the likes of Sam. So I just feel like I just want that big fight. I just feel like I haven't had a big fight in like a 50-50 fight in a while, and I like them 50-50 fights because they bring out the best in me. Like, even if they're close at first, I'll always dig deep and I'll turn it up and get them out of there eventually. So I feel like with that guy, because it's only 6 rounds, obviously I was ready to fight 10 rounds. So 6 rounds, it's too short, man. I don't start getting warm to the 6th round. So I feel like hopefully it all gets settled for the British and whatnot. So I even want an international fight before then. And yeah, I'll be more than ready by November times, 100%.
And that's obviously, you know, you got to think about the championship's going to be next week. You were already scheduled for it, so there's no reason why they shouldn't make it next. You know, obviously the champion right now, Dalton Smith. Bro, that's obviously something you were calling out from Dave after you knocked out Winston Campos. That was one thing that you were calling for, man. When you look at Dalton Smith as a fighter, as a champion, man, what do you make of that matchup stylistically?
He's a good fighter, He's a good prospect. People saying he's the best prospect in Britain. Yet to show me why. I'm not saying he's not good, but he hasn't. What has he done? He fought. He hasn't had no 50-50 fights. Get him in there. We'll see against me how good he is. If he beats me, I'll say he's the best prospect in Britain, but I can't see him beating me. No chance. But I feel like he'll give me a good fight, competitive fight. It's a 50-50 fight, but I always come out on top on a 50-50 fight. So we'll see.
Definitely, man. Obviously, when you see a boxer's resume and you look at the record now, yeah, I'm sure fans look at the record and oh shit, he's 40-0, but he's 40-0 against who? What I'm saying? So that's the thing, right? And you wanna have those fights where you can prove a point against, and legitimately call yourself the best. When you did the dance in June, man, I have to say it was an all-star card. You know what I'm saying? You had Adam Azim on there, Dylan Chima, and Wilson Fent. Man, how did you feel actually competing on that night, man? With those types of names in Coventry that night.
It was obviously like an honor to be on the show. Sky, good. It's good exposure for me, and obviously I had some big names on there. I had obviously a former Olympian, but obviously headlining the bill, Sam. I've been on a couple of his undercards a few times now, so and I'm always sparring with him. So I feel like just being around that, it's like nothing new to me, and I kind of don't get overwhelmed by pressure. So I just stay relaxed and make sure I've tunnel vision on what I've got to do.
Now you're on a mission right now, man. That's the deal right now. You're in your prime 26, I think, right? So, bro, when you look at, when I look at boxing, right, I compare it to MMA, and I'm, because that's what I do. Yeah, fucking. When you look at the coaching, bro, in MMA, you got guys, your coaches screaming at you during the fight. Yeah, so the whole 15, 20 minutes. In boxing, bro, is it the same? Have you got your coaches screaming at you during the whole time, or do they save it for the stall?
I feel like you kind of do in like them 50-50 fights because obviously it's all tense. But say like the 6th round, like what I just said, I feel like they kind of know that my coaches know my ability, even though they know they're confident I'm going to win in them 50-50 fights. It's just more so they just know that I'm relaxed and calm and collective, and I'm going to get the job done regardless. But it's more so not just winning on points, getting a knockout. So I feel like in the bigger fights, yeah, definitely, but in the smaller fights, it's not too much of an issue.
Nah. But obviously, when you go into the bigger fights, you go into the 10-12 round, yeah. Your biggest thing there is patience. And when I look at you stylistically, I watch it. I'm thinking, fuck, man, it must be so hard to maintain that level of patience. Yeah, because bro, you pick your shots. Yeah, and that's what I like. You know what I'm saying? You don't just swing. And I was watching a couple of fights before we went on the show. Yeah, and you did this. You had this body shot knockout. One time, and then you pick your strokes, man. Bro, when you train, is that something you always train on? Is staying patient and picking.
You've always got to take your time, man, and stay calm. That's the main thing. Just always calculate your next move and try think ahead. Like you're playing chess. I think that's the best thing to do. Just take your time and try and analyze the situation and see what you can do from there.
Definitely, I like that. I like the comparison, man, with chess, bro. Because very few fighters actually take that approach. When I see that approach, I see it in more of the guys like Mayweather and
the elite level fighters. Yeah, man. I feel like that's what I've been trying to do from the get-go. So I'm just trying to perfect my craft, as you say. So, you know, if you do it from early, then keep working hard, it'll pay off sooner rather than later.
Yeah. And you know, I was watching. I think a lot of people were very impressed with you from 2021 because you really opened eyes when you stopped Winston Campos and they started comparing to how you stopped him quicker than Josh Kelly and Josh Taylor's put together, bro. Yeah. With that, do you feel like that fight was your coming out fight that people started to realize who Kaisee Benjamin was and right.
I feel like the whole of 2021, it was kind of me coming onto the big scene of like being televised. So I feel like all them fights played a big part in it, and it was kind of me showing Mick that I've got what it takes to be a world champion, and I'm always going to keep on improving. I feel like I've come a long way as well, and I've got a long way to go still. So just having the big names believe in me, like Mick and Ben Shalom, getting me on these big shows. Yeah, I feel like that means a lot, and I'll keep on impressing.
Yeah, definitely, man. And there's no doubt, 100%, man. You're gonna keep impressing for all that. When you take me to the beginning, though, man. Take me to how back 17 fights. How did it all start for Kaisee Benjamin, man, in boxing, bro?
Well, what do you mean, like the start of my pro career?
How did you get into competing, and how did you even get
into boxing?
Yeah, the whole story. Yeah, just rewind the journey.
So obviously, I first started getting into boxing from my stepdad, my sister's dad. He was a professional boxer, Mark Williams, and I think he was a cruiserweight. So he took me training with him one of the times, and I just loved it ever from there. I think at first I was just doing like circuit training, and I used to be small back then. I was one of the smallest out of all my friends, so I feel like I needed to try and get a little edge over them. Obviously, growing up in Chelmsford Wood, we used to be naughty and fight a lot, So, and then obviously I just fell in love with it, and I think I was playing football as well, so I was doing football, boxing, and I was juggling the both, and then I ended up committing to boxing.
How did you? Then what made you what made you want to compete inside the ring, inside a boxing ring?
So, I think it was more so realizing that I was good at it. So I think I had my first amateur fight, and I think I was 11 or something like that, 11, 12, and I stopped the kid in the second round, and then I had my second, had a close, hard fight, won on points comfortably though, but it was a hard fight nonetheless. And then the third fight, I stopped him, and then I thought, yeah, this is a bit of me, this sport is, and then, yeah, I just loved it.
Oh man, so basically it was from young. It was a lot from young. Yeah, man. No, I've got to say, bro, when you have that love from young, and you start younger, it gives you that lifetime of experience, right? Even though you're only 26, but you started when you were 11 years old, man.
Yeah, 11. So I was more of a little scrapper when I was young. I'd just throw loads of punches, and totally opposite to what I am now. Obviously, I'm more take my time and pick my shots, but back then I just used to throw 100 punches.
But I'm not even gonna get into that, man. I'm not gonna say 11-year-old Kaisee Benjamin will beat Prince Nazim Hamid, yeah, but I'm saying that when you look at that, were you then exposed to boxing a lot more after that? Like you started watching a lot more fights and learning a lot more.
What do you mean? Say again. I can't really hear.
When you were training as a kid, yeah, did you start to get into boxing? Like started watching it, started getting influenced by fighters and different guys?
Not really. You know what it was? It was more so. Once I started boxing, I kind of thought, I can get paid to fight rather than fight on the street and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like boxing helped me stay disciplined and kept me out of trouble a lot rather than getting in trouble when I was younger, getting arrested for doing whatnot. So I feel like that it helped me a lot in that way.
No, I like that because, bro, that's what's needed. If you look at now generation, it's a lot different, right? That you see all these young guys, young kids, and they're fucking up. You know what I'm saying? So I think combat sports. I think boxing, things like that, is such a constructive outlet for them to go into. You know what I'm saying? So for that to, for you to obviously get into boxing because of that.
Yeah, helps you express yourself, and it's an outlet, isn't it? Helps you really. A lot of kids growing up have a lot of anger inside of them and frustration, and going into the boxing gym and training, you come back tired and you just want to sleep and eat or whatever. You don't want to really. Obviously, I was quite an energetic kid, so I'd come back and go and play out and that, but more so, I would stop me from getting in trouble because I know, like, if I want to get in trouble, I probably ain't gonna be able to box and that. So my mum would like ground me or whatnot. So I'd try and stay away from it if I could.
Definitely, man. I sort of look at that as you being a role model like that to younger kids growing up. Because look where you are now. I've talked to a lot of guys like that. And of course, I come from an area like that. So obviously, it's great to see, you and developing the way you are, man. I think kids can learn from that, 100%. And when we get back to the Korean, and you see boxing now, and you see all these divisions, you see all these championships, all these chances for progression. Does that make when you see all the weight classes, different weight classes, does that make it easier for you in terms of nutrition and training? To cut weight, because obviously you fight 140 pounds. So for you to do that, is that something for you? Is that easy to cut to?
Well, obviously, I used to compete at welterweight not too long ago, and since signing with Mick, he introduced me to a nutritionist, and ever since I was using that diet plan, it was straightforward and easy. To be honest, didn't have no problem. I didn't have any problems making welterweight. So with the nutritionist, we thought, we can get down to that and be a lot bigger and stronger. So if it makes sense, it makes money. You know what I mean?
Hey, shit, yeah, I like that shit. Because when I see this, and I see weight cutting the biggest thing, training and nutrition the biggest thing, man. Especially in boxing, bro. You're going fucking how many rounds? 6, 10, 12 rounds. Right, and I think if you throw everything out in the first 2 minutes, what else you got? What you got left? Do you know what I'm saying? So I think training and having that patience, having that nutrition, that commitment to it is is like legit 90% of the game.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like even just being able to dedicate yourself and follow the nutrition plan, that itself is like. It's hard, man. So even if you do doing it is something else. Like, I don't know, it's people looking from the outside thinking, it's just making weight, it's just training, he's just got to fight now and it's easy, but that isn't the case, man. That's the hard part. Fighting's the easy part. It's the dieting and all that what comes before the fight. That's the hard part.
I've seen a lot of failed weight cuts. I've seen guys, in MMA, guys die from cutting weight. Yeah. So it's fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not doing something. You're doing something wrong. You're not doing something at all. Yeah. So yeah, man. I find that to be a big thing compared to combining that with your physical, with your style. But with your style, man, do you consider yourself to be a fast starter? Because obviously when you go into fights, and I see you in the first few rounds, you keep that pace consistent. You keep the same pace all the way through.
Yeah. I feel like it depends on my opponent. I kind of box to the level of my opponent, I suppose, which I've been known to do. But if I know that my opponent's a fast starter, I'm gonna start fast too. but I kind of try and make my opponent box to my pace. But if he's picking it up, I go with him, and yeah, because I'm like fit, man. I've got stamina, so I've done how many 10-rounders now, so I think like in them later rounds, I'll just be getting stronger rather than slower. So yeah, I don't mind starting quick, so I finish quick as well.
No, definitely, man. And does that mindset come with experience? So now, obviously, 17 fights in your career. Yeah, going to be 18 now for the championship. Do you feel that, does that sort of mentality and that pace, does that come with experience, Kaisee?
Yeah, definitely, man. All of it comes down to experience at the end of the day. So I feel like doing the amount of 10 rounders that I've already done, I even feel like that would play a big part in me and Dalton Smith fight. So I'm not sure how many 10 rounders he's had. Probably he kind of had more than 3. So I feel like it will play a big part in our fight when we meet. If we meet, hopefully we meet.
Oh, you know what? You never know how these promoters work, you know. Like, they work real bookie. Like, you never know if there's another mandatory challenger, if you have to face someone else, you know, bro, I see it all the time, man. It's political, real political, man. You know, and you know, you see guys who deserve a championship shot, or they deserve this and that, but they don't get it.
Hey, I've been a pro for 5 years now. I fought for the Midlands title 4 times. Yeah, it's hard, man. You know, it's demotivating at times, but you know, once you take your foot off the pedal, that's when you get caught. So I just keep training hard, and every fight I get into, I try and give it 100%. Even though, like, obviously, like my last fight, stuff like that happens. So, but what can you do? As long as you go out there, get a win, and look good, that's all you can do, I suppose.
That's it, man. Shit, that's it. You know, you look great, bro, in your last fight. Shit, man. You took it, even though it was a short notice point, you still showed us something. You know, man. And if you fight Dalton next, and of course he's a WBO Intercontinental champion, so that's you know, you winning that belt, that's going to put you right there, you know, in that upper states. You know, what would that mean to you, man, in your career? Obviously, it would be a huge level up.
Yeah, any title. I just want a title. I've been asking for a while now, so hopefully 2022 is my year. You know what I mean? So there's talks of some big titles coming through with Sky, so hopefully they come off, and yeah, I can have I have more than one belt strapped around my waist by the end of the year.
Yeah, man. Let's hope so. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope that, you know, bro, it's not even hope. It's gonna work out for you, man. Yeah, no problem at all, bro. But I want to, obviously, Kaisee, I want to thank you, man, for joining me. You know, it's been a real pleasure, man. You know, we were wanting to do this for a while. Thank you so much, man, for being live.
Thanks for having me, mate. Thank you.
Nah, anytime, and I wish you all the best of luck in your career, bro. Going forward, man.
Hopefully, I'm back out in September, so hopefully we can catch up after that one.
Hey, September, man. If it's in the UK, man, I'm down, man, to come through. Yeah,